Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the Quarantine Concert Series. I'm your host, Kabir Segal. We're back every night. This is show number 34, and we're back broadcasting you live from Atlanta, my parents' home here in Atlanta. They're sleeping upstairs, and we're turning the dining room into a party right here from the dining room table. And we've started this concert series in earnest because all the concerts have kind of gone away and artists have had their lives affected. A lot of people in the creative community, it's the artists, it's the engineers, the producers, a lot of people who are involved in live events have had their way of life kind of severely impacted. So we started this concert series, I think 25 days ago. So we've done 34 shows in 25 days, every night, 10 p.m. Eastern. We're here broadcasting for you. And on the weekends, we also do matinee shows. So we do 3 p.m. We did a 3 p.m. show this afternoon as well. So that's why we're doing this. We're suffering through a international emergency, a pandemic, and the artists are often there for us. They're always there for us. So we're trying to put the spotlight back on the artists where it belongs and show them the love and energy that they give us throughout the year. So that's why we're doing this. I also want to thank our partners, allaboutjazz.com. They're a great service, started by Michael Ritchie in 1995, the most comprehensive jazz resources on earth. They simulcast these broadcasts. So thank you for your partnership. If you're an artist, go make a page on allaboutjazz.com. If you're a member of the public, contribute, donate to them because they get by on donations too. So check out allaboutjazz.com. How can you find us? You can find us on all the different streaming platforms, Facebook, of course, and we're also on the Twitter. We're also on the very, very delicious Instagram cracker. Goes very nicely with marshmallows. And also LinkedIn. So if you're searching for a job right now, I'm sorry to disrupt your search on LinkedIn, but we're bringing you to some great music. And thanks for joining us and being a part of this. Also on YouTube, subscribe, you get notified. You'll be the first to know. The very first to know when we go live. We have a great lineup, obviously tonight, and also we're booked throughout the next couple weeks. If you're an artist who wants to be on the show, please hit me up on Instagram or Facebook. We have a waiting list of about 60 artists right now, so thank you for your patience, and we really appreciate it. We also appreciate all the love we're getting from the audience, averaging about 50 to 60,000 views per episode now. And we thank LinkedIn and Facebook as our partners, and especially for broadcasting this and treating this content as it is. So with that, those are the public service announcements about what we're doing. And with that, it's a great pleasure tonight because we have two incredible guests actually. I've known about one of these artists for a long time now, several years, and I've listened to pretty much all her music. I'm a big fan of hers. She's I think the most talented artist, jazz vocalist, musician that you'll come across, and international background. They're broadcasting live from New Orleans. It's going to be a real treat to hear her music. She is I think she's an icon, actually, a legend, for lack of a better word. So it's a real privilege to present to you Cyrille Aimée and Lex. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Thank you.
Yes. Welcome to the show. So tell me first, how has the pandemic affected you? Have you had to cancel many gigs? What's the state of play in your lives and also in New Orleans?
Yeah, I had a tour. I was supposed to be right now on the mountain in Val Thorens in France. I had a big tour in Europe, and all my gigs are canceled till July. And I don't even think the ones in July are really gonna happen.
All the gigs in New Orleans are shut down too. It's kind of it's pretty crazy riding down Bourbon Street and Frenchmen Street. You know, the streets of this city are usually alive with so much music. There's bands everywhere, tons of music venues, and it's a ghost town out there right now.
There's no one on Bourbon Street, really? No one's really walking around?
No,
There's rats.
There's
lot of rats.
Just the rats.
Yeah, we have those in New York too. Tell me about the situation though in New Orleans, because I know it's been one of the hot spots. Has it been particularly difficult because I've saw the news obviously with Ellis Marcellus. How is the jazz community coping during this time? Are you communicating with people, through your phones? How are you staying together as a community despite the physical distancing?
Yeah, some people. We were wanting to play this show with our piano player, and he's quarantining intensely. He can't see anyone because he has a son, and so everyone's kind of missing each other. But we keep in touch by phone, and today we were playing on the front porch, and this dad with his little kid went by, and they were so happy to hear live music. And the dad said that his little kid was the first time he was standing still in a month while he was listening to us. And the cool thing about New Orleans is it's still, even when it's like said, a ghost town, even if you ride your bike around and there's no one, there's still all the colors, and you can still hear music coming from some of the houses. Today I was on the bayou, and I heard a violin player. So it's got kind of a bittersweet thing to it.
Yeah, totally. Tell me, Cyrille, why did you move to New Orleans? Because I know you were in New York for a while, and that's where I saw you last. But I know like a year or two ago, you went down to New Orleans. What was behind your decision to move to the Crescent City?
Well, I had been in New York for more than 10 years, and I was all kind of ready to move on, to go somewhere else, but I didn't know where. And then I went to New Orleans for like 3 days just with some friends of mine to discover. And I completely fell in love. It was insane 3 days. And I fell in love with the music, but also with the people, and mostly with the people, and also with the food, and the weather. I love the weather, and I kind of felt this thing that I fell in love with when I first discovered music, which was with the gypsies, which is people that play music every day just because they need it, like they need air in their lungs and food in their stomach, just because it feels good, and it's music of the people. And I felt this in New Orleans. I felt that the musicians were playing music for that purpose, and I was missing a little bit of that in New York, because it's such a difficult city. There's such a pressure to make the rents and all that you kind of lose the reason that you were starting to be in love with music in the beginning, which was not to pay rent or to make money or to be number one, but just because it feels good. And in New York, I feel like sometimes we can fall into forgetting that.
Yeah, very well said. I actually lived in New Orleans right after college, and loved going down to Frenchmen Street and hanging in and sitting in a snug harbor. It's a beautiful city. And was there any element of it sort of having a French heritage? Was that sort of a familiarity to you? Did that make you feel more at home, or did that not matter at all, that there was this French connection with New Orleans?
I didn't think about it, but I
Yeah.
did feel. I've traveled a lot,
Hmm.
and it did feel almost like when I discovered New Orleans, it was almost like, oh, I found a pair of pants that fit for the first time, because it's got the French influence, but also the Caribbean influence. And my mother's from Dominican Republic, so I have kind of a bit of both in me. And so I'm not just French, I love France, but I don't want to live there. And I love Dominican Republic, but I don't want to live there. And this was kind of like the perfect mix.
Awesome. Well, that sounds great. What would you like to begin your performance with tonight?
Well, we're gonna do something in Spanish. This is Lex Warshawski. I met him here in New Orleans,
Frenchman Street.
Frenchman Street.
Nice.
Tanto tiempo disfrutando de este amor. Nuestras almas se acercaron tanto así que yo guardo tu sabor, pero tú llevas también sabor a mí. Si negaras mi presencia en tu vivir, bastaría con abrazarte y conversar. Tanta vida yo te di que por suerte tienes ya sabor a mí. No pretendo ser tu dueño. No soy nada, yo no tengo vanidad. De mi vida doy lo bueno. Soy tan pobre que otra cosa puedo dar. Pasarán más de 1000 años, mucho más. Yo no sé si tenga amor la eternidad, pero allá tal como aquí, en la boca llevarás sabor a mí. No pretendo ser tu dueño, no soy nada, yo no tengo vanidad. De mi vida doy lo bueno, soy tan pobre que otra cosa puedo dar. Pasarán más de 1000 años, mucho más. Yo no sé si tenga amor la eternidad, pero allá tal como aquí, en la boca llevarás sabor a mí. A mí.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Beautiful. And
Thank
it's just
you.
it's more than me clapping, I promise. There's people tuning in from all over the world. I'm reflecting the many.
We believe you.
I can put it up on the screen. Shirley says I could listen to them all night. Cleveland says beautiful musicianship. There's a lot of hearts and applause from all
Nice.
over the world. So thank you for that.
It's really funny to see the photos of me going by with all the hair. I swear, it's real.
When did you make the cut?
I made the cut like a month ago.
Good summer cut. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the first time in my life cut, but yeah, summer.
Yeah. Tell me about your new album you put out recently via Patreon. I want to put that up on
Yeah.
the screen. Yep.
I fell in love with this piano player in New Orleans. Amazing pianist that I had never heard of, and he's a pretty incredible guy. He was a professional MMA fighter. He's also a car mechanic on his off days. He's a father. You know, he's one of those guys that can do everything and anything well. And so I have this gig here. I had this gig here once a month at this little club called the Sidebar, and I like every time to get together with a musician that I've never played with, and that's how I kind of started to get to know the musicians in the city I moved to. You know, by just playing with them at this place, and I played with Ryan, and it was instant connection. And I thought, let's get in the studio and see what happens. So I booked a studio, and we just called tunes, basically. and we ended up with 11 tracks that are just, you know, really, really fun. We kind of created arrangements on the go, and I was planning. I had it filmed. You know, there was a girl there that was filming us while we were recording, and we were in the same place, in the same room, just really, really relaxed environment. And I was planning to release each video one by one and not really ever do a record of it. But then I thought, well, it's 11 tracks and they're all, you know, good. And I haven't put a record in a while, so I put it out on my Patreon page, and it's called Just You, Just Me, because it's just Ryan and me.
Got it. And while we're talking about this release, talk a little bit about Patreon and how that service works and what people can do to support your music.
Patreon is an incredible platform where fans can support the artists they love directly. So there's really all kinds of artists. There are, you know, musicians, but there's also visual artists and people that make videos and poets and all kinds. It's like a crowdfunding, but unlike Kickstarter, it's not a one-time thing. You're just constantly in this artist's life. And so for me personally, what I post on there is videos of me in my living room, you know, composing a song, just the raw first version of a song that I don't want to post anywhere else, and I just posted for patrons, or like this album which only exists on Patreon. And so to get access to all that, you pledge. You can pledge $1, or you can pledge $3 or $5, or depending on the amount that you pledge, you get a certain kind of rewards. So some of the rewards, for example, if you pledge $3, the reward is you get free downloads, so you can actually download the audio from all the videos that I post. If you do the $10 reward or the $20 reward, you get free VIP tickets to my shows and meet and greet, things like that. And so it's kind of like a relationship that you start to develop with the patrons, because they're the people that really have access to your raw material. And I also communicate a lot with them, messages and comments. And so it's a really beautiful platform to help artists, especially during these hard times.
Totally.
And so my page is patreon.com/Cyrille Aimée.
There it is right there. So everyone watching, I want everyone to go to this webpage, sign up, become a supporter, a patron of this incredible artist here. Also go to her Spotify, become a subscribe to her channel. We'll stream her music and support this incredible artist. Thank you for sharing that and sharing how you can support your music. What would you like to play for us next?
So this is a request for a friend of mine, from a friend of mine. Just two of us. What's my note? Okay. I hear the crystal raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all is when the sun comes shining through to make those rainbows in my mind. When I think of you sometime, and I wanna spend some time with you, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us. Just the two of us, building castles in the sky, just the two of us, you and I. We look for love, no time for tears. Wasted water's all that is, and it don't make no flowers grow. Good things might come to those who wait, not for those who wait too late. We gotta go for all we know, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us. Just the two of us, building castles in the sky, just the two of us, you and I. Day, 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 day. just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us. Just the two of us. Building castles in the sky, just the two of us. You and I, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us. You and I, just the two of us. Building castles in the sky, just the two of us. You and I. Hey, I want that button. I want to do that.
They love you down here in Atlanta.
Withers.
Thank you.
Very well trained, this audience. Yeah, exactly. If you ever need a live track, hire this audience. They're very
Yeah,
trained.
they sound great.
Yeah, thank you. A lot of questions coming in. Let me just ask a few of them. Some questions on Instagram here. Wanting to know, Lex, tell me about the bass that you play, and where did you get your bass that you play?
This bass, I grew up on this bass. I'd say it's a K bass from sometime around 1940, quite a bit older than I am. There's a label on top from Chicago, so it was made in America. Not clear if that's exactly where it was made, but I got it at the shop in New York City called David Gage, and yeah, I've played
Second floor or third floor?
several different cities. What did you say? Second?
Was
or
it on
third
the second floor or third floor, David Gage?
Second floor. I wish one day I'll go up the third.
Yes, that's called bass heaven. The third floor is bass heaven, I think.
Yeah. Always up there.
Cool. And where can people hear you around town in New Orleans? Lex?
Right now, not too many places.
Starlight every Sunday.
Yeah, every Sunday, usually at this place called Starlight. We were going to play at Snug Harbor just about right when the quarantine hit. Yeah, pretty much that day, right around that weekend, we had a couple shows there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much all over the city.
Gotcha. Do you have bands, or who do you usually play with? Is it two of you guys? What's the format that you play with?
When we were playing at Snug Harbor?
Yeah.
Well, we play with Ryan Hansler, the piano I was talking about.
Right.
Pianist. Jameson Ross on drums. And let's see, we played with Josh Starkman on guitar. And that was going to be it. But last time we played, we also had trumpet and saxophone. But we were on tour, Lex, Ryan, and I, just the three of us as a trio. No drums, just piano, bass, and...
Just the three of us.
Just the three of us.
You'll have to rewrite that song.
And we tried and we made it.
You did make it.
Yeah, we toured for a month right before all this happened, which we're so thankful for our souls that we were able to do that, because we miss performing a lot.
Totally. Well, we miss seeing you guys a lot, so it's mutual. So tell me also, before we move on, I want to talk about the album I think you put out last year, Steve Sondheim record, which was incredible. Why did you want to put out an ode to this great man at Broadway?
Well, I discovered him not so long ago, because I had never delved in, plunged into that world of musical theater, and it was kind of by mistake that I got into it, because I was casted in a show that was a tribute to Stephen Sondheim, played by the Wynton Marsalis Orchestra at the New York City Center. And the two female singers were myself and Bernadette Peters. And so that was my introduction to Sondheim. And I completely fell in love with the songs that were in the show. And so then, after that, I decided to check his stuff out. And I bought this 4-volume book of his music, and just read through it like a book. Every song, just read the lyrics, because it was charts, but I was just reading the lyrics part. And every song is like a short story. And so I was reading, and every time there was one song that the lyrics hit me, and that I felt connected with, I put a little marker, and I read the whole book like that. And then with all the markers that I had, I went online and checked out a version of those, and then did another marker, and picked my favorite ones that I liked the music to. And then that was like 14 songs that were my all-time favorite songs of his that I was like, oh, I want to cover. And that was a whole album's worth. So I decided to, I wanted that to be my next challenge. And to be honest, when the idea came about, I wasn't realizing how deep I was gonna get into this project. It was kind of like, oh, I don't really know what to do now. I should do a record, and I just quit the band that I had been touring with for 5 years. I moved cities. I broke up with my boyfriend. Everything is new. Let me find something to work on. And then once I started working on the project, then I dove deep in it. And then the more I was, working on each song and getting really deep in the lyrics, the more I was realizing that these songs were about me. And it was just very powerful moment, very powerful time for me to work on this. It saved me working on this album.
Wow. Tell me about the recording process. Where did you record it? Who's on the record?
I recorded in France. I recorded with French musicians because I wanted it to be new for everyone. I didn't want to record this with any people that knew this repertoire. I wanted it to be completely fresh. So in France, we don't really have a musical theater culture, and we don't really know Sondheim because we speak French, so
Wait.
so I just wanted it to be from a different approach than the music is usually approached. And even me, I chose the songs, and I did not go and look up which show the songs come from, which character is singing them, what's the context, until I was done recording, because I wanted to really take these songs out of context. And so, as opposed to all my records before that were really based on a band sound, because my 3 previous records before that were the same band, 2 guitars, bass and drums, and it was really, each record was kind of based on the sound of the band. We found a sound, and then for every song we stick to this sound. But for this album, I had more like a cinematographic vision, where I wanted each song to have its own sound, and the record not to be about the band, but to be about honoring each song in its own world, in its own entity. So each song has a completely different instrumentation. There's some songs that are duo, some songs that are 10 musicians, some songs that are trio with a Rhodes, some songs that are trio with just gypsy guitar, and every song has its own color.
Gotcha. And did you send it to Sondheim? Did he have any feedback for you upon checking it out?
Yeah, he loved it. And he came to see the show live twice.
Awesome.
And he sat in the front row.
Where was the show?
Birdland.
That's a good place to see it.
Club.
Great way to see it. Before you sing the next one, we have a question from Donna. She wants to know, what microphone are you using?
So, through Facebook, I'm using the what's it called, Equitech. This one, the gray one.
Mm-hmm.
And through Instagram, I'm using the Neumann. Yeah.
Sounds good.
No, I lied. Opposite.
Opposite. I don't think it would matter what microphone. You always sound good. And by the way, Lex, your grandmother is watching, so I put her up on the screen for you. And I love
Tina,
jazz, and I'm totally
or-
into this performance. So Adele. There you go. So keeping with the family,
Yeah.
there you can see it better
Hey.
that way. So,
Something.
what would you like to perform next?
Well, we're gonna do something in French now.
Bien sûr.
Yeah.
Speak French.
Yeah. So this is a song that was made famous here with the title "The Autumn Leaves," but in French it's called "The Dead Leaves." Les feuilles mortes. More, that's how we say it in France, of course. Like this. C'est une chanson qui nous ressemble, toi qui m'aimais, moi qui t'aimais, et nous vivions tous deux ensemble, toi qui m'aimais, moi qui t'aimais, mais la vie sépare ceux qui s'aiment tout doucement, sans faire de bruit, et la mer efface sur le sable les pas des amants désunis. The falling leaves drift by my window, the autumn leaves of red and gold. I see your lips, the summer kisses, the sunburned hands I used to hold. But since you went away, the days grow long, and soon I'll hear old winter song. But I miss you most of all, my darling, when autumn leaves start to fall.
Let me know. Let me know when it gets uncomfortably long. There you go. I mean, they'll go all night. All right.
Wow.
Beautiful.
I don't know where that was recorded.
Great audience.
Yeah, yeah. What a beautiful, beautiful rendition of that song. A lot of questions coming in. Let's ask them rapid fire to you. First, what language do you enjoy singing in the most?
I like singing in English. I'm starting to really love singing in Spanish, and I love singing French. I mean, I love all of them. But the thing about English is that, you know, the vowels the vowels are so chewable. You know, you can really stretch with them. It's like, you know, every vowel has more than one sound. Like, I, you know, ouch, ow, look doobie. And so you can really stretch out with them. Whereas in French, it's all tout petit peu comme ça, la petite bouche, toute petite bouche. So there's not much you can do with it. So I really enjoy the English language because of just physically, it's wider vowels.
Yeah, totally. Tell me some questions about your scatting. What advice do you have to a aspiring artist who's learning how to scat?
Well, you know, have fun, experiment, do it a lot, listen to it, a lot of music, and then do your own. I'm actually I'm giving online lessons too. If you know, if people are interested, I gave 2 lessons today. It was so fun. I'm loving it. So, you know, if you go on my website, you can book a lesson.
Awesome.
I'm
Any
around.
level of student, beginners? Does it matter where you are?
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter.
Okay, cool. Also, what advice do you have to someone who's, you know, graduating from school and wants to be a professional vocalist? What guidance do you have on making the leap to being a full-time musician?
Well, right now, you know, you can't really do much, but go out a lot, go to a lot of jam sessions, because basically what you have to do is meet the people you're going to be working with. And so to meet your colleagues, you have to go out and make friends. And the friends are going to be people you want to work with, people that you love, people that you like spending time with. Surround yourself. And yeah, go out a lot and also challenge yourself. You know, I did a lot of competitions just because for me it was fun to challenge myself, because I'm kind of lazy at giving myself homework and deadlines and things like that. So by doing these competitions, I had something to kind of work towards, and it was just really fun to see, you know, how far I could go, and putting together a band would I would say is a good first step, and then, you know, looking for little places where you can play.
Totally. Okay. And do you have a process when you're writing a song or crafting a song? What is your process for putting like thoughts to words and coming up with material on your own? What is that process like? Do you have like a notebook that you carry? How does that work for you?
Well, I'm still, you know, learning how to discover what my process is. I have a lot of songs that have no lyrics. The lyrics is where I kind of like feel stuck often. But I have different ways of writing. Sometimes on the guitar, because I don't know how to play the guitar, I just can play the songs that I write. I can't play anyone else's songs, so I fiddle on the guitar until I find a sound that I like, and then I sing on top of it. Or on the looper, on the looper, I just improvise. I just do a bass line that comes to mind, and then harmonize it, and then just scat over it until there's this little pattern, this little melody that I feel it comes back often, and then that's the melody. Usually, it's the first thing I sing is that, and then later, I write words, but that's harder for me.
Gotcha. Cyrille, we have a question from Decchio. He says, top 3 vocal inspirations. Who are your top 3 vocal inspirations?
Ella, Bobby McFerrin, and like inspirations from when I was starting learning. Chet Baker.
3 great choices. And Lex, as a fellow bass player, what about you? Your favorite bass inspirations?
Oh man,
Ray Brown.
Ray Brown certainly.
Yeah.
I have to say Christian McBride, who was a mentor of mine growing up, still is, and probably Paul Chambers. But I feel a Mingus phase coming on. I feel it coming.
It's a wave. It'll take you over. Yeah. No Jocko in there for you?
Jocko too, certainly. I mean, you only asked for 3, but
Yeah, you only asked for
Jocko's
3.
on there too.
We can spend here all night.
He's in my top
Jocko's
3.
underrated. Everyone talks about him as a bassist, insane bassist, but also as a composer. He's kind of underrated. He wrote some beautiful music.
Totally. Yeah. Cool. What would you like to play next?
Well,
Yeah.
this is a song by a really beautiful inspiration too. Stevie Wonder.
Ah.
People hand in hand, have I lived to see the milk and honey land, where hate's a dream and love forever stands? Or is this the vision in my mind? The law was never passed, but somehow all men feel they're truly free at last. Have we really gone this far through space and time? Or is this a vision in my mind? I'm not one to make believe. I know that leaves are green. They only turn to brown when the autumn comes around. I know just what I say. Today's not yesterday, and all things have an ending. But what I'd like to know is, could a place like this exist so beautiful? Or do we have to take our wings and fly away to the visions in our mind? are green, they only turn to brown when autumn comes around. I know just what I say. Today's not yesterday, and all things have an ending.
Yeah.
Wow.
Awesome. That was great.
Stevie Wonder.
Yeah. You guys are crushing the Stevie Wonder tonight. So well done. I think maybe we're getting a lot more questions too, but in the interest of time, maybe you play your last one and I'll wrap it up at the end.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we were talking about bass inspirations. One of my favorite bass players is Oscar Pettiford, because I love the tunes he writes. And this is one of his songs called Laverne Walk. What's my note? Yeah.
Oscar Pettiford. Let me get the.
Thank you. Oh, they smell wonderful. Stop it, you guys. Oh. Okay.
I know it doesn't beat the real thing, but you made a lot of people happy with your incredible performance tonight. So thank you so much for being a part of this and sharing your artistry with us, both of you.
Thank you, Kabir. Thank you for doing this. This is really fun.
My pleasure, my pleasure. Just before you go, everyone check out her website, and let's put it back up on the screen. And also, there it is scrolling at the bottom. Please go to her website, CyrillaMusic.com. Also, her Patreon page. Support her and become a member there. Check out Lex and Cyrille. When you perform live in New Orleans, when New Orleans opens up again, check them out live, and I'm sure they'll be coming hopefully to a town near you to bring their artistry to you in person. One last thing, I want to thank the sound and tech team who help us every night. Sandra and Camilo, they're also open for business. Check out their website up on the screen, soundworksrecording.com. Very nice people. Any mixing and mastering services, check them out if you're an artist out there. If you ask for their special discount, Oreo and Maui, named after their two dogs, you get a special discount. So woof woof for that. And just a quick highlight of what's coming up in the coming days. Tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern, we have the Jazz Bazaar, great duo performing music. And then Melissa Aldana will join us tomorrow night. And then coming up this week, we have Maddie Poppy, who won American Idol. And also coming up, Regina Carter and who do we book today? Joey Alexander. So a great lineup of artists coming. Thanks for joining us. God bless. Good night. Stay healthy and stay safe. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Au revoir.